Yes, I was included in Group 4, where in the main we dealt with the issues relating to corporate governance and regulatory requirements, which was quite interesting and telling for me, who is in South Africa. Of course, we had other colleagues from I would say Uganda, Ghana, Madagascar, Zimbabwe. It was an interesting interaction to sort of understand how participants view governance and regulatory requirements within these different countries. Yes, it's a two-way stream. I think there is governance both from the side of the mining industry, that is the companies, and also from the side of government, so to speak, because as mining companies, we don't operate in a vacuum. We operate within a regulatory framework. And in South Africa in particular, you've got your Companies Act, of course, you've got your guidance through your King 4. There are things that a company is meant to do. For example, having a board that oversees the operation of the company, having various departments, including your finance department, that ensures that the company is in a good financial state. And most importantly, the laws of the country as they relate to mining. In South Africa, you talk to the MPRDA, which is the Mining and Petroleum Resource Development Act, and the requirements of the Act. And most importantly, the Mining Charter, which is the scorecard and seeks to guide companies on how to transform, ranging from internal human resources related issues of employment equity, skills development, through to procurement in terms of BBBE in the case of South Africa, focusing on black procurement. It's one of the issues that came up quite importantly in our session, that companies tend to concentrate on mining in particular, whereas procurement provides value for local business and local communities. So there are those particular requirements that companies needs to follow and fulfill and adhere to. And from the other side, we are looking at governance as it relates to government. What are the issues with government, in particular enforcing the regulation requirements, monitoring those requirements? Does government or the regulator have the capacity to monitor the mining companies to ensure that they meet the requirements of the Mining Act and the Mining Charter, for example, including your environmental regulations through your NEMA processes? So it was quite, I think, a broad discussion, so to speak. But what is clear is that the mining industry and government needs to work together. The gap is clear that there is a huge gap towards capacity on both governance and also regulatory side. To that extent, I mean, there were talks of saying, why can't the mining companies contribute towards establishing a form of a fund that can assist, capacitate government, for example. On the side of government, it's a chicken and egg situation. In particular in mining, they are part of a bigger fiscus, and with treasury, there are priorities somewhere. And on the mining side, they always have limited resources, and it's difficult for the regulator to monitor, implement, police, ensure that these beautiful regulations are implemented. Yeah, to me, I think the key issue for me is around regulation as it relates to the mining companies implementing what is required. In South Africa, the regulation is transformational. As we know that we are moving from a situation of redressing the imbalances of the past, as we are coming from pre-1994 area of apartheid, where the mining industry was one of those that apartheid was legislated, so to speak. So there is a big imbalance from the side of training and education, skills development, ownership, local participation. Most of these mines are around poor areas or villages, so to speak. So there is a lot that can be done by those mining companies in being inclusive and ensuring that the mining companies support the local beneficiaries, so to speak. So the key for me is ensuring that the mining companies do meet the requirements of this transformational legislation. There is a big challenge on communities who always complain that they are not benefiting from these mining resources, and that they are not offered opportunities for procurement, business opportunities at the mines. Of course, employment opportunities, the list is endless. And what is required is a structured approach between the mining companies, consultation, engagement with the relevant stakeholders, in particular communities, and government can play a big role in supporting that engagement. So to me, the key challenge for 2018 is ensuring that there is a bigger participation both from the side of government and the mining industry.